Hey guys, I'm Alan and welcome back to the channel. We're standing here in my YouTube studio. You guys may be wondering what this video is about. Let me go ahead and show you. You guys don't get to see behind the scenes on the channel here too often, but this is basically what my setup looks like. I just have a couple of lights, one here, main camera angle here, and then sometimes I'll set up another camera like down here just to kind of use for close-ups of the guitars. So you guys have probably seen that. You can use the laptop and audio interface over there in the back. Helix over here, that's the keyboard that I use for recording all the videos on piano, and then a couple guitars hanging up there. So yeah, that's kind of the overall setup that I use. Now I do like this setup. This is kind of the main angle that you guys always see right here. I do like this main set with the lamps and the desk in the background, the backlighting. I think it looks cool. However, the only bad thing about this setup is that anytime I want to switch over to doing a piano video, I just have to like kind of tear all this down, pull the piano out, set up an overhead tripod. It just takes a lot of time to kind of move from one thing to the next. So I need to try to streamline my process a little bit. I only have one goal for 2023, and that is to upload more YouTube videos. So I really need to get this process streamlined a lot more, try to crank out more videos. It doesn't sound like a huge deal to like move one little thing, but whenever you're moving chairs, moving lights, moving microphones, moving cameras, it just kind of all adds up to taking like, I don't know, depending on what you're doing, anywhere from like 20, 30, 45 minutes sometimes. It can take a while to move it all around and get it just right. So what I want to do is basically turn this space from one set into 3 different kind of little mini sets. And we'll see if it works or not. I'll try it. If it helps, I'll leave it. If it doesn't, I'll probably change it back. So what I want to do first is move the keyboard, kind of just shift it along this wall, move it over to here, and kind of have my overhead keyboard set up right here all the time to where I don't have to move anything. Whenever I'm ready to do a piano video, I can just sit down, just be ready to roll. And then we're going to take the desk and kind of turn it to where it's sitting along this wall. So on that wall we'll have the desk and the keyboard. That wall is just barely big enough. There's 3 inches to spare with both of those things on there. And the desk is just still going to be used for editing and also the top-down videos. And you guys haven't ever seen this thing, I don't guess, but it's just like a little ring light up top, and then this arm right here swings out to where you can mount your camera on it. And I use that for like review videos, unboxings, that kind of thing. So this will no longer be in the background of the videos, but it will still be used for top-down stuff. And then over here we're going to make this corner kind of the main like guitar recording corner. So the cameras aren't going to be moved a ton. The camera will just kind of be like shifted over here just a little bit, kind of point into the corner. I don't really want to record into the corner, but I don't have really any other way to do it for now until we move into a bigger space, hopefully eventually. So I have a new chair coming that we're going to set in this corner that I'm just going to leave over there. Again, like I said, don't want to move stuff around, just want to be able to leave it as much as possible. We'll probably move this lamp over in the corner as well, just kind of keep that as a background. So yeah, chair, lamp, we'll move our lights and stuff over there. Yeah, I think that's it. I do eventually want to kind of totally reimagine this space and get new carpet. I'm going to paint these walls kind of a grayish color. I need to get rid of this ceiling fan, put one higher up that's like a flush mount, and then I want to put can lights in here as well. So that's probably going to happen all later this year, but we're not quite ready for that today. Yeah, I think that's all. So let's go ahead and start moving stuff. I'll just try to move everything. I guess one other thing I was going to say. I do want eventually to have a space to have like a green screen just to use for thumbnails. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it in this space. I may have to wait till I move somewhere bigger, but I did also think about mounting like a green screen up here that you can like pull down and roll back up kind of over the closet doors. That was one idea that I had. Or possibly along this wall. Probably have to take that guitar hanger down, but also thought about mounting one there you can pull down and put back up, but I'm not sure if there's quite enough room to do that. So we'll try just these 3 sets first, see how that works out, and then if that works out well, maybe I'll try adding one more thing. All right, let's go ahead and get started moving everything. These are still in here from the pandemic. Okay, I have all 3 sets kind of like roughly set up. I won't really know exactly how they need to be until I start recording with them, then I can kind of fine tune everything. Let's start with the keyboard setup over here. I have a new piano bench that I got just a few days ago. Haven't used it hardly at all yet, but the old one was falling apart. You might have seen in some videos where it was kind of like coming, the cushion was coming undone. And then for my overhead camera setup, I just use a microphone stand, and this is like a tripod stand, so it's relatively sturdy, a DR Pro, and then I use this little microphone thread adapter on here that allows you to just screw your camera straight onto that. And I wouldn't do that if you had a pretty heavy camera, but I'm using a Canon M50. Works just fine. Haven't had any issues with that in the 3 years that I've been doing that, so I'm just going to keep doing that unless that stand breaks or something. But so far it's been fine. And then over here we'll have the editing workstation, and then also, like I said, top-down shots for doing review videos and unboxings. I wasn't able to get my LED light strip plugged back in. The way it was wired up over here, my cord was long enough, but over here I can't quite reach the outlet, so I'm going to have to kind of do a little bit of cable management there. And that goes for this entire setup. Like, you know, this over here is pretty messy and stuff. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to kind of use it for a little bit, see what all needs done, and then I'll try to manage all the cables at once. And then over here we have the setup for the guitar. I thought I might be able to just film flat on this wall, but then whenever I was going to set that up, in order to do flat on the wall, I kind of have to bring my camera like out here, and then that makes it where the door was going to hit the tripod, so that didn't work, unfortunately. So I am going to have to stick with shooting just right into the corner, looks like, in order to kind of be able to still open all my doors. But that's important, you know, you don't want to have to move a tripod every time you got to open a door. And then once the that new chair comes in, that'll sit over here. I do also want to replace this lamp. I have like a tube lamp picked out that'll take up a little less room, and I can like really push it all the way back in the corner, try to save a little bit of space. And then the helix, probably once I get that new chair, I'll set the helix out and just leave it out all the time. Yeah, see other things. This guitar hanger right here is a little bit in the way now that I move this over here, so I think I'll just slide this clamp over that way just a little bit, and I should be able to hang my guitar there again. I think that's all. Let me know if you guys have any questions or suggestions for making the most out of this space, but I'm excited about this. I'm still going to have to move around some stuff, obviously. I'm going to have to move around my lights, my camera, and the microphone, but at least I won't have to mess with moving the keyboard around, because that's going to save quite a bit of time. My kind of one thing I want to do in here eventually, after I do the painting and can lights and all that, is get more lights, basically where I can have lights set up on each set, so I can just leave these lights here, and then have lights also kind of coming down on the desk, and then lights over here. And probably the way I'd want to do that is either mount them from the ceiling or the walls, maybe both. That way everything's just kind of off the floor and is a little bit cleaner. So yeah, I want to make this a little more of a legit studio and just kind of like really dialed in as far as like used for a specific purpose. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this setup. My schedule's also changed quite a bit this year. Since I've started YouTube, I was working a full-time job teaching private guitar and piano lessons, then also another part-time job teaching online college music courses, and then of course YouTube. But now my full-time job where I was teaching piano and guitar lessons, I'm still doing that, but I've gone down to part-time, so I'm teaching there a little bit less, and I'm still doing my college job, and then of course still doing YouTube. So now kind of my plan is to make YouTube my main focus. So for this year, I'm going to upload as much as possible, just kind of see where it goes, sort of let this year be a trial year. So hopefully you guys are ready to see a lot of me. We'll see where the channel goes this year. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.